oh wow, in the fireplace, guys, there's a hidden, like, alchemy lab that the witch used. Cool! And you go down there, and the first thing that they do is have you clean up more spider webs.
Perfect. Game of the year,
I'm
2022.
I'm an hour into this damn thing, and the most activity I've done is to clean a spider web off a shelf.
So you're saying you had fun?
Oh, it was the best thing I've ever played. All right, this week on Games You Didn't Think We'd Play, I got... Yeah, we haven't played If you actually consider the number of games that release in a year...
I try not to.
Yeah, because we're never going to get around to playing it. We can barely play the ones that we already do. I tried a game. Alex, I tried a game.
Tried is a word.
Tried is a word that I saw, and it was on Game Preview. And it came to the GamePass, and I thought to myself, well, this looks charming enough. I will try it out. And that game is called Little Witch in the Woods. Doesn't that sound...
As one does.
Yes. Doesn't that sound just adorable? It's super cute.
Maybe?
Okay. So here's the reason why I wanted to talk about this. Because I think it's kind of a cautionary tale right up at the front. Because when you start to play the game, it will present itself as sort of like a Stardew Valley, but about a witch. A little witch, you would say, who is in the woods. It's a very accurate title. Yeah. And so, and the idea is that you're going to, like, make potions and stuff. You know?
As witches do.
As witches do, in this pixel art style. And so, immediately, you're thinking to yourself, oh, okay, I kind of know how this game is going to work. But because...
It reminds me of Don't Starve. Sorry, I just had to look at a screenshot.
Oh, sure.
It reminds me a little of Don't Starve mixed with Stardew Valley, yeah.
Yeah. The problem, of course, is that I think it is more of a cautionary tale about how game previews work. And, like I've mentioned previously, I think that I've played some different kinds of game previews that were good, like a Subnautica that came out, and it was, in pretty good shape when it originally released. This is one of those cases, though, where it feels like the game would have been good, but they needed more time to actually make it that way, because it is, what is the word I'm looking for? Agonizingly slow. Like, you have no idea. I will try to explain what the first, 30 minutes of this game is like.
Text dump.
It, first of all, yes. It is, I'm sitting on a train having a text block conversation with my hat that talks.
Oh dear.
After the text block conversation is over, you get out of your seat and you walk, and I really need to emphasize the walking part, over to the bartender on this train, and then to the person, the attendant on the train and stuff, and talk to them about a context clue that you got that they then had to explain in these tutorial menus throughout the entire thing.
I really hope the video portion of this has a clip of you walking apparently agonizingly slow.
I might have gotten footage.
Okay, cool. I'll have to watch this back.
Yeah. And so you're doing that, and so this whole process, you are walking along in the train. Now, you can imagine what the walking speed, you can kind of envision in most games what a reasonable walking speed is. Okay. Imagine a third of that.
Oh dear.
That's how fast you move in this game.
You're the person that gets escorted in the quests that everyone hates.
Yes, exactly. This feels like you're like, you spent too much time in the sun and your body, you know how, like, if you get, like, bad sunburn all over your body and you can't really walk very fast? It feels like that kind of thing for the little witch in the woods, who you would think, if she is such a young witch, she should be full of energy. She should be able to run all over the place really, really fast.
Sleepy.
Exactly.
Her legs are asleep from sitting on a train.
Her legs are asleep from sitting on a train. At first, though, I did have this thought and process in my head that maybe they're just doing this while she's on the train. And when you get off the train, it's going to change. No. And unfortunately, there's like this exploration element where you're wandering through the woods, and there's these long sections where you're wandering through the woods, walking very, very slow from the front to the back.
Maybe she's really, really small and that the world is just really big.
No, they've kind of said that that's not even the thing. Because all the other characters are roughly her size. So it's nice that you're trying to explain away the problem of this game.
I'm trying to give a reason. Maybe the train car is really big.
I tried, believe me, the whole time I was just trying to figure out, like, what is going on here.
Maybe she's got short legs.
In the game, the pixels are very small. Like,
all right, she can only walk so far on those pixels.
She's got to get some stealth. But then, just to give you some hope, they introduce a sprint button.
Oh, good.
Okay, so when you push the sprint button, you go about 10% faster.
Oh, no.
So I'm pushing the sprint button, and I'm using up stamina while I'm doing this. And so I've gone from, like, and so I'm getting there. Now, the entire time there's like a clock that tells you what the current time is, and it tells you have to get back to the train at a certain time, even though the clock never changes. But the idea is that you're supposed to go up, you're looking at this cool tree, and you're going to get back to the train. Now, as you can imagine, because of how you walk, yet the storyline is that you don't actually make it back to the train. But
cool. I mean, there are ways you could have done that without making you walk at a slug pace.
All the way up, and then make you walk all the way back?
Is this Shenmue?
You know what? It's sort of like top-down Shenmue in some ways.
Yes. It's a 4-hour hike in real time.
Oh, yeah. If you think about, like, that last few hours of Shenmue 2, it's like they took that and they said, we could make a game out of that. We could do that.
It's like Desert Bus.
Yeah. So the first, like, 30 minutes of this game is I walk through the woods to a tree, and then I come back. They tell me that I can make drawings of things I see in the world, and I'm like, oh, cool, how do you do that? You push down a button and you use stamina, and then it will record it into your journal. One little issue I had with that. I was out of stamina, and they would not let me get out of the screen that was supposed to teach me to draw.
So you soft locked it?
So I was soft locked at that point. Now, just to, because I think they were trying to troll me at this point, before that, there is a part where you're not controlling the little witch in the woods, where all of a sudden she moves from this side of the screen to this side of the screen like this, in a cutscene. And I'm like, you can run! You can fucking run! What is going on here? What?
Have you considered leaving feedback for the game with the developers?
You know, the thing about it is that when I started to see this problem, I thought, let me look at some of the early reviews from users. And everybody was like, slow! It's so agonizingly slow. But anyway, I pushed through because I was like, I really want to give this a chance. So I didn't use stamina, so now I'm walking slower up to the tree. And then walk slower down. I do the thing where I record the butterfly. It tells me, you can't catch the butterfly yet, you don't have a net. Oh, thanks. And I go to the place that they're really trying to get you to, which is a witch's cabin. It's a witch's house in the middle of the woods.
I assume it's yours.
No, it's some other witch that used to live here.
Oh, okay.
And you go in there, and there's a bed, and you can sleep in the bed, and then try to catch your train, which of course you're not going to catch, and go back. And they'd say, okay, well then go back up to the witch's hut. So you walk back up to the witch's hut. And I sit there and they say, okay, well, I've used up all my stamina. Maybe I should rest so I can regain my stamina. No, you have to clean the cobwebs out of this place first. So I'm walking around the fucking hut trying to clean up all of the spider webs in the thing to reveal, oh wow, in the fireplace, guys, there's a hidden, like, alchemy lab that the witch used. Cool! And you go down there, and the first thing that they do is have you clean up more spider webs.
Perfect. Game of the year,
I'm
2022.
I'm an hour into this damn thing, and the most activity I've done is to clean a spider web off a shelf.
So you're saying you had fun?
Oh, it was the best thing I've ever played. It was the best.
You know, generally, when you do like a preview or a demo of a game you would like people to buy or play, you should do a little bit of tutorial.
Yep.
And a lot of things that are engaging to make people want to play it more.
Yeah.
Fun or interesting. Both.
Both would be good. Yeah.
Typically, you want to get people straight into the action. You give them a short tutorial so they can know how to play. And you give them something fun and interesting to hook them, and then leave them on a cliffhanger if possible. Because then they're like, but wait, I want to know what else happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, that's how a demo should work.
I was sitting here thinking to myself, like, there's two easy things that they could have done. First of all, make the walking speed something akin to what you imagine other games would have for a walking speed. If you're sprinting and you're using stamina, I want to be like jetting. I want to be jetting. Zoom. I'm gonna zoom. It's for the zoomer generation. I want to zoom. And then second of all, they could have started the story in the witch's hut and cut out all the bullshit beforehand.
Yeah, I think a lot of games these days that do like demos or whatever, because demo discs aren't really a thing anymore. And demo discs back in the day had an actual like, hey, we made a demo for the game to try it out because we only have so much space to put this on there. And nowadays it feels more like, hey, our demo is like the first 20 minutes of the game,
now,
which is a different experience generally.
And with game previews, they literally just give you an early version of the game. And so it's just whatever the game is going to be. I kind of feel like I would prefer some demos here for a few so that I could kind of get into what the actual game is going to be. It's sort of like, if you're not familiar with like a Red Dead Redemption, when I started Red Dead Redemption 2, like, I know the Rockstar model and I know what the game's going to be, but that first part up in like the Rockies or in the mountains, I can see where people would think that would feel slow to get going. It's a slow burn, but it burns real long. When I played Subnautica, though, which was also a game preview, Subnautica jumps right on into it. You crash down onto the planet, you gotta get out of your crash pod, and you gotta get into the water. It's like, boom. Inside of 5 minutes, I'm in the action already. Which is good. Which is good. A lot of the ones that I've played that I actually like that were in game preview did that. This one was very, very slow, and I'm sure the reason why they wanted to do that is to set a lot of stuff up because they wanted it to be more like a life sim, akin to something like a Stardew Valley. But the thing is that when I played Stardew Valley, it doesn't start out that slow. You start doing things like as soon as they introduce that this is your house and this is your place, and figure out what you want to do after that.
Good luck.
Yes. I don't know if it's just an optimization issue, because there is the possibility that it's just not optimized well, and that's why it doesn't run very fast. But when I saw the graphics, and like I saw the file sizes and stuff, I was like, how can this be struggling to run?
Yeah, I don't think it was struggling to run. I think it was literally her struggling to run.
To run, yeah, exactly. It's like, wouldn't it be fun if like this was more like a walking tour and we made it really slow, and then they defeat that entirely by adding a sprint button, because they're like saying, oh yeah, you probably want to go faster now. But only 10% faster. Not too fast now.
Not too fast.
Don't get you too excited, where you're going to have a good old heart attack if you try going any faster. Anyway, my plan is that I'm going to not play it anymore, but I will probably, if I find that they have done a revamped build in the future, I will try to come back to it and see if it is not just mind-numbingly, painfully
If it's a preview,
slow.
Sure, go for it. But Nathan, if you have to pay for that, don't.
I'm not going to. I'm not. I picked it up because it was on GamePass, and when I see some things that are like new works, like hey, Grounded came to GamePass and it was in game preview at that time, and I was like, great, cool, that's great. But it's also Obsidian, so
yeah.
Anyway, so that was Little Witch in the Woods. She's still in the woods,
so probably a good place for her to be, because she's gonna be lost there, walking forever. Apparently, I've been playing, or I got a game and I tried it recently. I've been playing No Man's Sky. Let's be honest, I've been nothing but playing No Man's Sky.
Yeah.
I've noticed that you being up till 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Playing No Man's Sky. I'm like, thought he had work in the morning. Whatever. I'm up too.
Not
Whatever.
Today, baby.
So a game I got that I had, because I played something else that had some similar stuff to it, but speaking of cleaning cobwebs, Nathan, I was also cleaning cobwebs because I got House Flipper.
Oh no! Yeah. Oh no!
So I had another game, I don't remember which one, where you could also like repair stuff and then make things look nicer. And I was like, this scratches a kind of itch. And I was like, all right, maybe I'll try House Flipper when it's on sale. I think I got it for like $10.
Okay.
And so I was like, all right, let's put down No Man's Sky for a few.
Yeah.
And let's try playing this. So I did that. And oddly satisfying games. The story, doesn't seem to be a lot. The emails you get for doing jobs are, interesting little blurbs. But like the core of it, like you start out in a really dingy little house, and then with like $30,000 budget.
Sure.
And you can either just start taking jobs to teach you how to play the game. And so it's like, all right, cool. And you level up, you get perks to make doing these jobs easier and faster. So like you get if you're painting, you can get one so you can paint multiple parts of the room, like tiles at one time, or do it faster, or use less paint. So it goes through like actually teaching you fairly quickly with the jobs you can take on how to do things, and you unlock different parts. Like, so you start off with, all right, clean up all the trash, and then vacuum, clean the windows, things like that.
Sure.
It's like, okay, pretty simple tasks. You're clicking, and then it's like, all right, now we need you to, say, paint the walls. Okay. And then it's like, all right, we need you to break down some walls. So here's a sledgehammer. So unlike the Little Witch in the Woods, cleaning didn't take forever, and then upgrading it made it even faster. And so it's like, okay, so these are fun. You're making money. You have like, I don't know if you've played it, Nathan. So there's like, if you're on a job, there's like a bar, and it's like, all right, this is the bar of how done you are with like your jobs, and you have a list of things you need to do in each room of the house, or whatever rooms of the house there are, objectives in.
Okay.
Maybe there's multiple in each room. Maybe you need to install appliances, whatever. Okay. So the bar is like, all right, here's your bar.
Yeah.
This much actually needs to get done, and anything over that, you get paid more. So you could do the bare minimum.
Okay.
Or you could do all of it and get paid a bit more for doing it.
Sure.
But honestly, it's really simple. Like, it's especially cathartic if you get to break down tons of walls. You get to, yes, sledgehammer.
Oh, yeah.
Break down walls. Or build walls. You get to clean everything, make the house look nice. I bought a house for like 30 grand. I had the money. I was like, let's build this, buy this one, fix it up, and then sell it. You know, that's what the game is house flipping.
Yeah.
You know, so I was like, all right, cool. So I'll clean it up. It was a burned out house or whatever. So I had to like clean all the soot. I had to replace some stuff. I knocked down a couple walls, opened up some of the space a little. So then I put all the tiles on the floor down. I redid all the walls. And basically I took it and got to pick how I wanted this house to look.
Sure.
And so I did. And I was going to try to make like extend the kitchen a bit, but apparently I can't like knock down an outer wall. I can only knock down interior walls. So maybe later I can unlock that.
Okay.
But for now, I was like, all right, I only have this much space to work with. Okay.
Sure.
And so I did all that, and I was like, all right, cool. And I was having Craigyard help me pick the color. I'm like, all right, what color should the living room be?
Yeah.
I'm like, I think I did this for like a pine floor, and I think it's like a maybe a pistachio type green, whatever.
Okay. Oh.
You know, I just like something relaxing.
Sure.
You know, and then I did the kitchen with stone. And the bathroom also with a different stone, but, you know, like a nice gray, so the bathroom looks nice, and the kitchen looks nice. And it's like, now I need to put all the appliances. Anyways, so I've been playing a little bit of House Flipper, making money, doing jobs, cleaning other people's houses, painting them, and selling my own houses.
Yeah.
Top dollar.
Beautiful.
Interesting game. Definitely cathartic. Definitely relaxing.
Yeah.
The pacing isn't bad. You actually have a sprint.
Okay.
It's faster than your Little Witch in the Woods, apparently.
Okay, great.
You can jump. You can, I think you can re-roof. I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay, yeah.
But it's kind of nice. It's really fun being able to actually, like, take a house. Like, specifically, like, buying a house that is run down. And then, you know, renovating the whole thing. And just changing it completely and then selling it. I think on the burned out house, I made like a 15 grand profit.
Oh, good.
Which on a house I spent like, you know, 30 grand on. That's pretty decent.
Sure.
You know.
I mean, just getting the house for 30 grand in the first place is pretty impressive.
Yeah, if we could buy houses for 30 grand, I'd own a home.
Yeah, exactly. When you said that you were going in and like fixing on people's homes, did they know that you were in the homes at the time?
Who knows? They weren't home.
That's fair. Although I guess people wouldn't mind like people breaking and entering into their house if like they came home and the burglar was like, okay, so let me show you the reveal of what we've done to your kitchen.
Move that cop car.
Exactly. Move the cop car. It's like, have you ever heard of a credenza? Here we are.
I know there's a bunch of DLC for it. Some of it's free. There's an Apocalypse one that they had for free. So I've gone down and like I've renovated a couple like
bomb shelters
under people's homes.
Of course.
They're like, hey, there's like a bomb shelter under here, but I need it like spruced up a bit. So I went down into like pulled up the big thing and went down in there. I'm like, oh cool, there's just like shelves and like whatever. And it's like, yeah, all the walls and floor need to be redone in all the rooms. I need you to get rid of some of the stuff. One of the stuff's gonna be a bedroom, so I have like a couple cots. I was like, this is cool at least.
I love that they need interior designers for the bomb shelter.
Listen, you can't just have concrete. If you're gonna live in it long term, you're gonna go mad looking at concrete.
Oh, you know, that's why you start drawing and start writing things like all work and no play make Jack a dull boy. You know,
just thousands of times on the wall.
Yeah, you just play hangman. over and over and over again.
Yo, I can guarantee though that this game has been better and more fun than your Little Witch in the Woods.
But here's the thing is that in that game, like I said, I go down in a basement too, and there's a giant cauldron, and then I needed to spruce it up for the cobwebs. You know what I think we need to do? We need to combine these two games.
I mean, I think, to be fair, 99% sure there's a haunted house you can get.
Oh, perfect. Okay. So yeah, I think we need to combine these two games, and I want the house flipper stuff, but I want to be able to fix up a witch's hut.
And you want to be able to move as fast as you can in house flipper?
I do, and if I had the sledgehammer, I could take it to that stupid tree that I had to walk so far.
Yeah, and you could knock it down onto the train tracks so the train can't leave without you.
Then the train can't leave without me, and then I can get onto the train so I can go and see the witch and find the town and everything like that.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, that's good. And, oh, if I ever needed to find wood to build more houses, I am in the woods.
Perfect. Just chop down all the trees. Make your house bigger.
That would be a great game, wouldn't it? That just the little landlord in the woods.
Little landlord in the woods.
Little landlord in the woods. That would be that Timberborn, wouldn't it? With the beaver.
Probably. Still need to get that whenever it goes on deep sale.
Yeah, I want my beaver empire. Perfect. Okay, great. That's terrifying, and this is the stuff we do when we're taking a break from exploring the universe of No Man's Sky.